We all know about the demise of the Brooklyn Nets last year with Kyrie and his shenanigans. Kevin Durant and James Harden being the two main superstars at the beginning of the year, and then James Harden wanting out. It was just a rough year for the Nets, and they ended up getting swept. But now with a new big three, KD, Kyrie seems fully committed to playing every game this year, which is good because I think he's top 3-point guard in the NBA when he's healthy. And then the new missing piece, Ben Simmons, which is what we're going to talk about today, how excellent of an addition that was. And then you've also got the X Factor, Cam Thomas. So make sure you stick around for the full video because we're going to be talking all about the Nets here in today's video. I legit think they can be a finals contender. Make sure to hit the like button and the comment button, or leave me a comment if you do enjoy today's video. Now let's go ahead and get started looking at just how crazy Kevin Durant is. I mean, last year, 30 points a game, 7.4 rebounds on 52% shooting, and he's doing that blasphemy. I mean, 52% shooting on a 30 bomb. Do y'all comprehend how crazy that is? I mean, he can just shoot over anybody right there. That's Jaden McDaniels, who's about 6'9", effortlessly shooting over him. Here he goes with his little sweep through, gets an and 1-3. He looks like he's in mid-season form already, and these are just the highlights of a preseason game. Here he's got Karl Anthony Towns one-on-one on the perimeter. In what world do the Wolves think that's going to work? I don't know, but just too easy. And then Kyrie, I believe he's a top 3-point guard when he is healthy. 27.5 points per game last year, 5.8 rebounds, 49% from the field, 42% from three. Just absolutely crazy numbers. And just look at that. I mean, when he's healthy, nobody else impacts the game from a point guard position like he does, other than like Steph Curry. Look, I mean, little pull back behind the back, it's just crazy. Losing two guys with one behind the back move, and then that's just crazy. That's different. I mean, there's no other words for that other than different. His mid-range game is crazy as well. Perfect finisher. And then the perfect fit here. Ben Simmons, 16 points, 8 boards, 8 assists, and 2 steals in his prime with the Sixers. And if he just plays his role of, dishing out dimes, here he's going to get a rebound, full court pass to Kyrie, who outran the defense. If he can pass the ball well, play great defense, we're going to talk about his defense here in a little bit, and then, get his buckets when the time comes. I mean, a little hook shot, nothing wrong with that. That's a very unguardable shot, even in the NBA. And then here he is, a little touch pass to Nick Claxton over the top of the defense. It is preseason, but, they don't really play defense in the regular season either. So there's that. The secret weapon for this Nets squad is going to be Cam Thomas, a guy that averaged 8.5 points a game in 17 minutes last year as a 20-year-old, two-time Summer League MVP, I believe. And if he can do this, if they can have another guard alongside Kyrie and KD that can break you down off the dribble. Here he is coming off the ball screen, getting in the lane, loves that little floater action, and he's really, really good at knocking that shot down. You'll see him do it countless times. If they can get another guy, here, just patience. You'd love to see that out of a young guy. Shows he's developing. If they can get good numbers out of Cam Thomas this year, it's going to be different. And then they got Ben Simmons. Giannis, the Giannis stopper, potentially playing chess, not checkers. Here he is, just chess him up. Giannis tries to go over him. Little unfriendly bounce there. But Giannis was 6 for 21 on Ben Simmons this year in the preseason. I mean, that's great defense right there. Walling him off. That's the underrated part of Ben Simmons' game, is his defensive abilities, because he can guard on the perimeter. He can guard Giannis down in the post. He can pass. I really like some Ben Simmons. And if he's in the right situation, I think he's going to thrive. I think he is this year with the Nets. I think he's going to thrive. He's going to blossom into a top 20, maybe even top 15 player in the NBA. That's not crazy to think about. And then an insane amount of shooters for Ben and Kyrie to dish the ball off to. Cam Thomas, who we talked about, very good shooter, just a professional scorer. Seth Curry there. If your last name's Curry and you're in the NBA, you're an absolute sniper. Almost shot at 50, 40, 90. I think he was actually 50, 50, 100 at one point in the year last year. That's how crazy of a year he was having. The greatest, not greatest, but one of the best catch and shooters in the NBA right now. And Joe Harris is also on this squad. Patty Mills is coming off the bench. He's an absolute flamethrower off the bench when he gets hot. And then TJ Warren, a guy that averaged 20 points a game on 50, 40, 90 efficiency. A lot of very efficient scores on this team, and alongside KD and Kyrie, it's just the perfect formula. And you got Ben Simmons facilitating to all of them. I love the construction of this Brooklyn Nets team. I think it's going to be really tough to stop, especially if they get consistent play out of their big men, which is what we're about to talk about. But these 5 guys, alongside their 2 megastars in KD and Kyrie, who, oh, by the way, both shoot 38% from 3+ last year. So it's going to be tough. I think KD shot at 37%. Either way, it's going to be tough to stop this Nets squad. I don't care how much defense you have. And then you bring in some defense. The Nets themselves bring in Edmond Sumner and Royce O'Neal, a couple of defenders who, alongside Ben Simmons, should help elevate this team to having some of the best defense in the NBA. I mean, we saw last year in their playoff series, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum tore them apart. So adding some new wing defenders in, especially Royce O'Neal, Edmond Sumner. Either one of those guys can come off the bench at any point. They can start. You can throw them in the starting lineup. If you need some more defense, take out like a Joe Harris. If you need these guys at any point, they, plug and play. Fantasy football type guy. I mean, you can just plug them in at any point. They can make an instant impact, shutting down one of the opponent's best players on the perimeter. Now the big man situation. I told you we'd talk about it. Nick Claxton and Day'Ron Sharpe. It looks like this is who they're rolling with. I mean, if they're going to make a change, they better get with it. But this is who they're rocking with going into the year. Claxton I actually really liked out of Georgia. I thought he was going to be a pretty good player. And if he does this, if he can run to the rim, block shots, catch lobs, he's going to thrive this year in the Nets system, alongside of Cam Thomas and Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons. There he is again, beating him down the court, doing a chin-up. Day'Ron Sharpe, same thing. Pick and roller, though. He's more of a big body, freakish athlete. He's a legit big man, and I think they're going to unleash him on the NBA this year. And I think this Nets squad is just the perfect storm. I mean, we talk about it. Kyrie and KD, they're probably going to combine for about 30 a game this year. They're probably going to combine for about 60, each having 30 a game this year. Yeah, if they were only combining for 30 a game, that'd be an issue. Ben Simmons coming in, that's going to really change things. I mean, this is another guy that can play defense, that can facilitate. I mean, you talk about a Giannis stopper. There you go. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Whoever you need him to guard, he can go guard him on the perimeter, in the paint. Truly a weapon on the defensive side of the ball for this Nets squad, and that's why I like him so much. People don't really like Ben Simmons right now. He's one of the most overhated players in the league. I think he's going to really shut some people up this year. Patty Mills, Seth Curry, Joe Harris, all 3 absolute dead-eye snipers standing on the wing. I mean, you're worried about KD, you're worried about Kyrie, Cam Thomas, and then all of a sudden you got to worry about 2 of these guys on the court at the same time. It's just going to be tough to stop. And then they got their new additions this year, the perimeter stoppers in Royce O'Neal, in Edmond Sumner, and then, a guy that can go out if he needs to, put up 20 a game on efficient shooting. If not, he can just play his role coming off the bench and be very efficient doing so. And again, you see a lot of those type of guys on this Nets team. The big man situation, Day'Ron Sharpe, Nick Claxton, they're just going to kind of be there, run the rim, protect the rim, and catch lobs. That's going to be their job. Roll hard at the basket in the pick and roll game. Cam Thomas, I'm looking forward to watching a full season of Cam Thomas cook. I mean, you can't guard him with a big. He'll go by a guard. Looking forward to it. I think he's going to be a treat to watch this year. And then Kessler Edwards, another guy, maybe can make some noise. Very good wing. Also, David Duke Jr., another guy that we haven't talked about. So there's even a couple more guys that we didn't really talk about today. But with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like button. Make sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Nets. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure to come back later. We will have more NBA content. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.